order. 1, 2, 3. Thanks. You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi, welcome aboard.
Support the terrorism!
Terrorism. Systematic use of violence to create a general climate of fear in a population, and thereby to bring about a particular political objective. Throughout history, terrorism has been used by extremist groups, desperate individuals, and as a matter of policy for some governments in order to divide countries, topple the legitimate government, and sway public opinion. The use of aircraft in terror-related activities dates back as far as 1933, when a Boeing 247 exploded, killing all 7 aboard. A gangland murder was suspected, but the case was never solved. Targeting of the airlines didn't begin in earnest until the 1960s and 70s, when various liberation groups, religious extremists, and terrorist organizations began using aircraft as a particularly effective weapon of terror.
By U.S. and international law, hijacking is formally known as aircraft piracy. Congress defines aircraft piracy as seizing or exercising control of an aircraft in the special aircraft jurisdiction of the U.S. by force, violence, threat of force or violence, or any form of intimidation and with wrongful intent. Even an attempt at aircraft piracy can be punished by at least 20 years of imprisonment, if not life imprisonment or death.
Deedle-dum-dum, deedle-dum-dum, deedle-dum-dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do.
Following the events of September 11th, when terrorists seized control of 4 airborne aircraft over the United States and demonstrated a new potential consequence of aircraft hijacking. The air transport industry and airlines in particular have instituted a range of physical and procedural defenses to prevent such acts.
Line, please.
Hi.
Jacket, sir.
Beep! New rules.
Thank you. Please step forward.
Beep! Beep!
Just come forward. We'll go ahead and warn you right now.
Beep, 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 beep!
So you're going to have to take off your belt.
Beep, beep!
Okay, sir. One more time.
Controlling access to the flight deck is part of the process of ensuring the legitimate control of an aircraft can be made in the event of a hijacking. The door must be lockable and reinforced with construction material so that access is only possible if it's open normally and such that resistance to penetration or intrusion when closed. Access through the door to the flight deck should be procedural controlled both in the air and on the ground, and should be limited to personnel for whom entry is essential.
You can see these requirements on the new Boeing 787 cockpit doors.
I found 9 specific ways that security has changed since 9/11 in airports. Number 1, specific IDs are required. Number 2, shoes must be removed. 3, all baggage must be screened. Number 4, no liquids greater than 3.4 ounces. Number 5, specific items must be pulled, such as laptops. Number 6, jackets and outerwear must be removed. And number 7, body scan machine screening. Number 8, enhanced pat-down systems. Number 9, no non-ticket visitors at airline gates. One of the most obvious changes is how early you have to get to the airport. And United Airlines actually suggests 2 hours early before checking in.
Stalls. Well, yeah, there's something like that for government for VAL.
Hey, can you let me out?
Sorry, you can't. On September 11, 2001, terrorists demonstrated the need for a multi-layered approach to securing commercial airliners. The Federal Flight Deck Officer Program is a program designed for flight crews to use firearms to defend against an act of criminal violence or air piracy attempting to gain control of the aircraft. Federal flight deck officers are trained in the use of firearms, use of force, legal issues, defense tactics, the psychology of survival, and program standard operating procedures.
The Federal Flight Deck Officer Program allows properly trained and certificated pilots to have access to weapons while flying. Luckily, here at K-State, we have an expert on the subject. Professor Kars can tell us more about the program.
I'm sorry, I can't talk about that.
Thanks, Tom.